So for the top of the week, we kind of got a bit of kind of filling out boxing sort of action taking place, which is usually how the top of the week usually goes. The very first business day here in the States usually gets a filling out kind of a positioning. So usually there'll either be a leaning towards bullishness or a leaning towards bearishness with that filling out. So this leaning for this week is a leaning towards bearishness, well, continued bearishness because it's already been bearish. We did get a bounce last week, but that bounce was a rejection. So with that, just continued bearishness, we did see the lows already this week that we saw last week. Here, these lows here, matching these lows here. And so that's what we have for the dollar index. And so that's the trajectory for this week is that new lows will potentially be made as price continues to flush. Remember, we talked about what it is that we are forecasting for this longer term. When we look back at where things were towards November of last year, and towards November of last year, we talked about how things were about in that 105 area, I believe it was. We talked about it last time in November around that 105 area. And here we can see that, yeah, around this 105 area towards the end of November. And then that was coming down at a very fast pace to not only slice through the wild card area, but then to break down below the wild card area for the first and second weeks of December. With that, we started off already below those areas. So with this, we can expect this to continue as far as this bearishness to continue, whereas we don't really have true and real support until we get down to about this uh, kind of to about this 100 area, the $100 area. And we talked about this area before, how that area bought up. So we have 101 here for support before that 100 area. We have 102 here as support. So underneath where we are now, I mean, we have 103, but after 103, we have 102. And of course, we have the 102.50 as far as that major quarter area. And then underneath that, we have 101. And then underneath that, we have the 100 mark. So we will continue to watch this and see how this idea continues to shape up and what continues to take place here with this idea and with the dollar index because this one is trending down. It is inside of an area that it has seen last week. So last week it saw this same area. This time it's seeing this area at the start of the week. Last week it saw this area at the start of the week and then bounced from this area after that drop. So this one is after that bounce coming back down to start this week off back at the same area. So this is going to be super important and a super important level to watch and see what really happens here and see if price just breaks down from here and flushes or if there is some temporary support that can be found here. We see for the UC idea, again, for this one being down for the week, underneath all of this moving averages, we do have the, as far as at the top of the week, the 50 period crossing over the 100 period with that bearish cross, that death cross. And we see for the GU idea, again, all of our USD pairs are do have bullish momentum. So, and this one is up for the week, bullish momentum and up for the week after a pullback to touch the 20. We talked about this one over in Discord. So to touch the 20 and the minor quarter L area perfectly. So it touched the minor, like this is the precision that you can't, like, look at this, like, look at how precise that is. So as soon as you get a crossover between these two and you get an overlap between these two, you get a perfect touch. Like you can't draw this up any better than this. Perfect touch of the minor quarter and the 20 period moving average, bounced immediately off of that back above not only the weekly open, but also back above the minor wildcard area. So again, very critical key area that came in here with the conflation of those 2 points. We also have the AU idea, again, up for the week above all of its moving averages, and it did get that close above. We said that it was working on that close above 66 because before it could not get that close and hold. So it got a close, but it could not get a hold. So it didn't get a close and hold above. Now it got a close. Now we're looking for a hold. And now it has more space to pull back to, whereas this one, it was barely over. So which is why when it pulled back, it just was over with. But with this one, it does have space to pull back. And so we also see with the NU idea, we see this one up for the week above all of its moving averages. We do see another rejection here at 61. We talked about how we were looking to see if this one could indeed hold 61 because it keeps touching 61, poking through 61, but not being able to hold 61. So we'll look for this to continue to base here above not only the support over here, but exactly where this week started off. So we'll look to see if this thing can hold support here. If so, this will continue this trajectory. If it cannot hold the support here, then it will capitulate, break down, find support in its moving averages, and we'll see which one decides to catch it. GU idea, again, pulling back. All of our yen pairs started off the week pulling back, which is pretty much par for the course. So pulling back for a potential move back upwards. EJ, same thing. So a pull back for a potential move upward off of these moving averages. UJ, again, pull back, but this one does have a bearish trajectory. We did get a death cross prior. And also we're getting ready to get the 100 crossing over the 200 in a bearish formation. So we're watching out for that. We also have for the Canadian dollar, we have that one losing all of its moving averages here. And also being down for the week here. We have the AJ idea, again, down for the week, punch back up, get rejected right here, and then still down for the week. Fortunately, to have moving average, 20-day moving average here, and support above 98, as well as the NJ idea, again, support above 20-day moving average, also support above that 90-50 area on this pullback here off of these highs where it couldn't touch 91, touch 91, touch 91, but it could never hold 91. And so that'll be what it'll be looking to do on this next move up. So that's what we have for our charts at the start of this week. Again, kind of like a boxing match, if you will, filling out the opponents, filling out one another. So that's what we're getting so far. We're getting kind of just filling out what bears filling out bulls and bulls filling out bears to see what this week is going to shape up to be. And so as this week continues to progress, we will, we'll lay out the ideas as they form and point out to you guys what it is that we're going to be doing and when it is that we're going to be doing it.